Captain America is dropping off at a astronomical rate. This is pretty wild right here. Brave New World now is 50% lower. They're on track to lose about $250 million after this week. Nobody is watching this whatsoever, and this is exactly what was predicted all the way up. Now, at the beginning of this, there was lots of sweeping from the mainstream media, acting like it was a success. The first weekend did eke out beating some of the predictions out there, but the drops were in line with like Ant-Man 3, movies that nobody saw. And of course, now it's dropped even bigger from that percentage, and we have a complete train wreck on our hands with this movie. The audiences have absolutely rejected Disney Marvel's push towards diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is what this was. This was a black man replacing Captain America in the heart of Black Lives Matter during the pandemic. That's what they wanted with it. And because that was the premise of this, it was bound to fail the entire time. They reshot this movie 4 times, as we're aware, because they just couldn't get the plot working or anything like that. Now, Anthony Mackie actually worked really well as Falcon in the films. If they made a Falcon film, it probably would have done a little better. They probably would have had less rewrites to do, and it wouldn't have cost as much to make. But these bloated studios are just trying to force this political messaging over and over and over again, and that premise is why it all fails. So please hit the like and subscribe button here as we talk about all things in pop culture, especially when it comes to the MCU and the like. I am a comic creator myself, my friends, and I know how to make patriotic characters that are fun. You are going to love my work, so please check it out. You can actually get the first volume of my Flying Sparks in the description below, absolutely free. Now, you get 2 other books as well, a sci-fi book and a fantasy book. I write a lot, guys, and so it's a great time to become a fan of JDA right here and check out this awesome work. It is a $50 value, absolutely free, just for signing up. 3 free books. Grab it in the description below. I've also got a bunch of stuff in a bookstore, some merch and the like if you want to support us. Really appreciate you for being here. Okay, so Marvel Studios' latest release, Captain America: Brave New World, saw its domestic box office grosses decline nearly 50% in its third weekend to just $15 million. Oof. The numbers reports the film continues to see its grosses decline rapidly at the box office. In its opening weekend, the film grossed just $88 million. It fell 68% its second week to $28 million, in one of the largest second-week fall-offs in Marvel history, and now it fell another 47% to $15 million in its third weekend. The movie has grossed a total of $163 million domestically and another $178 million internationally for the global gross of $341 million. Not very good. Box office analyst OMB Reviews noted while these third weekend numbers are better than Ant-Man, it's not looking good for Captain America: Brave New World. Ant-Man Quantumania's third weekend, the film had grossed $187 million domestically compared to the $163 that this has, so it actually did a little better on that front. Furthermore, Quantumania already grossed $420 million globally, while this only has $340. So you can see the drop-off right there. A lot less people are tuning into the MCU at all at this point. They've made a lot of missteps along the way. You have to watch all these Disney Plus shows to even know what's going on at this point, and that just like gets people tired. And since the Disney Plus shows were not very well received, not very popular, you know that films like this are not going to end up doing very well. They don't stand on their own, and then they're going to be trying to set up for another future Avengers film, which is of a bunch of characters that you already don't like, with Captain Marvel, with this like new Lady Hawkeye, and who knows who else is going to be on the new Avengers team at this point. It's very, very scary for this whole situation. That's why they're desperately bringing back Robert Downey Jr. And even putting him in as a villain at this point, because they don't know what to do. They just need to push this kind of thing. So that's where they're at. And this is very, very far behind. So this, at this point, might not even gross $400 million globally, which would be an absolute train wreck for this film. So he said we can expect it to end north of $250 million in losses, which is absolutely crazy that this is at this point. These projections are based off a projected $300 million budget, despite all the trade outlets complaining the film, or saying the film only cost $180 million, despite Marvel's trend of massive budgets and as well as numerous comments from actors indicating how they reshot the entire film. He said it's a generous number to say right now. It's expected to be around $250 million plus in the red. It will be a lot higher than that likely. Even that being the case, the film's not going to make its money back and the numbers are not looking good for it. It will be one of the biggest box office losses in the MCU history. So this is it. People have rejected this movie. It is going to be very, very bad for Disney. And Disney seems to be trying to pivot pretty quickly. If you look at what they're doing on their Disney Plus programming, they haven't done very much. They keep talking. There's been talks about some moving Hawkeye into a new series again, or trying to get something with Moon Knight going. These are failed Disney Plus shows that really never went anywhere. And Captain America spun out of the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, which was just a bomb on Disney Plus also. They're trying to get things going, though, with Daredevil Born Again, which is really the bright spot that's going on because, of course, everybody loves the Netflix Daredevil show. And if they do honor by that, if they do it right, and they actually do just pick off where they left off and actually try to get that going in the same feel and the same storytelling that they'd done before, it would work out very, very well. Now, from what I've seen, they've got a whole Mayor Fisk sort of situation that's coming out of the Charles Soule comic, which was actually a decent run in Daredevil as far as things go. Daredevil's had a pretty decent run in comics despite Marvel going way off the rails on the comic book level as well. So if they actually kind of keep to those storylines right there, it's going to do well for this new Daredevil iteration. Now, from what I understand, they've already greenlit season 2 on that, and that's going to go into production, and they're talking about writing season 3. They know that they're going to have a success in this, and this is where things are at right now. You can get and understand when something is going to be a success even from the concept forward. Of course, they've had screenings at this point, and everybody is raving about this, and the new trailer has got fans buzzing about it. So it's a little different story than Captain America right here. But you can understand when you are in a situation like Disney, what's going to be a good concept and what's going to fail. I think at the time with Black Lives Matter and the like, they really thought that this was going to be something that they could develop and it would go cool. That was not where the culture was at. They all miscalculated on the woke stuff, the DEI stuff all the way around. These replacement characters were not resonating. They thought they had a hit with Captain Marvel because it did make $1 billion, but that was a fluke because of the hate marketing that got out there at the time, and that just didn't work as it went forward. People tuned out after that movie because of how bad it was and because of what Brie Larson did for this Disney brand, and they didn't seem to realize it. Now, these films actually take 3-4 years to develop. Everything that starts now is not actually going to come out till 2026, 2027. Like I said, that's why they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back in. That's why they're trying to get some revitalization on that level for the franchise, because they know that they're in big trouble at this point, and this is where they will have to either change their policies going forward, they'll have to change all of the direction of their content going forward. Otherwise, they're going to keep having these tie-ins and these things that build up into these epic Avengers films that are not going to hold muster, because if you can't make these characters go, there's no Avengers film that people want to watch on that level. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this, my friends. Do you think this is the end of DEI at Disney? Love to hear from you. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and please sign up for my newsletter in the description below. Grab my superhero story, Flying Sparks, guys. Start reading today and catch up on some awesome stuff. We have great patriotic characters. I have wonderful comics and novels coming this year that you're going to love. I can't wait to be in touch with you. Thank you for being here. We'll be back soon.